Alright, welcome to 40k Rogue Trader. This will be a special video because my game has something your game does not. And I'm going to show that off right now. And the thing that your game doesn't have, you could very easily have if you so wish. And if you set your options up correctly, or, well, correctly according to your preferences, it can be much better than how I have it set up. This is more just to let you know that this exists. So, without further ado, let's just jump into this. This is the very start of the game, right after, obviously this is the bridge of the ship, and after that cutscene is a lot of talking. So, this is just after that cutscene. It's pretty much unavoidable. It's light spoilers. But I'm going to talk to this character real quick, and then I will show off what I have that your game does not. So light spoilers incoming, but this is really unavoidable. It's probably going to be one of the first things you do in the game.
Rogue Trader.
Okay, so far, nothing new here.
Gladly, there are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters. We fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy. I beg your... Once I had completed my novitiate...
Wow.
And we seek out the relics that have been lost. Don't let the name deceive you. Both are solid... And
There's
my
so much
order
voice
has
acting.
all the more reason to be known for the marsh. It is. The sisters... Even the novice...
Okay, this is not what I'm trying to show off.
Nothing but robes.
Sorry, I'm skipping through this.
Armor.
Okay, I guess all
Should
those are
any
voice
more
acted, but I
arise,
know for a fact
keeping
that
them
this
to
one
yourself
isn't.
would be imprudent.
And
It
that's
is
where
a
my
virtue
game
to take an
differs,
interest in
because it
holiness.
actually is voice acted.
I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader.
Here it comes, the difference between my game and yours.
The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members. And they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valancia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans?
Alright, so, as you just heard, I have voice acting. It's not very good, because I haven't fully tweaked it the way I like it, or added enough voices, but I have text-to-speech. Windows innately has text-to-speech, and through a mod, if I hit Control F10 right here, I have a few mods installed. This mod recently became available, and you'll notice that it is using the voices that are installed. I have English Great Britain and English United States installed, and it's using the desktop version of those voices. There are more options, but they're not labeled as desktop. I'm not sure why it's not using those other voices, but it's using the desktop version. So I have a few options here. There's the narrator voice, female, male, or if you want female and male, so the voice acting slightly changes between these. It's all text-to-speech read, so Windows text-to-speech, so it's very unnatural sounding, as you just heard. But it's there. This game has a lot of reading, and if you don't want to sit through all of it, like I don't, you can have this read out to you. And you can even slow it down or speed it up, change the pitch, change the voice volume. And then let's go over some of these options. Let's see here. Interrupt and play. I believe that option is just as you're selecting options here. It will interrupt the dialogue if more dialogue shows up to read, so leave that option enabled in my opinion, but you can set that to your preference. Autoplay dialogue. Now this is where it gets interesting, because you notice that the AI voice did not play when there was actual voice acting. The mod author has set this up to so where it'll only play when there is no voice acting, and it's just a giant wall of text like that. So if I have this autoplay dialogue enabled, it will just autoplay as the screen switch, which is perfect. I like that. It's just how I want it. Now then, this option will confuse you. The autoplay ignored voiced dialogue lines. With this enabled, it will play the text-to-speech voice over the voice lines. They'll both be playing at the same time, as far as I understand. So the voice acting and then the AI voice will talk at the same time. So I've disabled this because I don't like that. Now then, the playback barks. Barks is a funny word to use for that, but that's how the mod author said. What this is there are speech bubbles that pop up as you walk around the world. You'll notice that a green text box will pop up on screen. It'll have a paragraph of whatever that character is going to say. This playback barks will read that text to speech out. And the reason I have it disabled is because of how it is set up. It does not just read it once, it reads it every time it pops up. And if you don't own this game, you don't know, but those text bubbles that pop up at random pop up more than once. The same character says their line over or puts that text bubble up more than once. It's actually on repeat, and the repeat is very short. So every half second to every other, takes like 2 seconds for the speech bubble to refresh. And with playback barks enabled, that would continuously toggle the AI voice to play the same voice line over and over and over again. So that's why I have playback barks turned off, so I don't get driven insane. Now then, there's more to this mod than just automatically reading the dialogue there. You can also have it read out any of the things you can click on, and this I have it set to underline. I like that. When I mouse over any of the words that I want read out, it will underline it. And then if I left click on the underlined words, it will then read it to me. So that's all the options here. This is the current version I'm using. Hopefully this mod gets more updates, and hopefully we get, I know there are AI voice programs, well, not programs, but there's AI voice generation going on. And hopefully we can get some AI voice generated voices for every character that becomes important, and then expand this list to every character that has voice or is important gets an AI voice of their own. That would be really cool. There'd be a lot of work, and I'm not the mod author, so don't expect me to do that. But I mean, it's really cool. This is really, really easy to set up. The mods to install on this are very simple. Let's see here. Actually, I can even show you where to install those mods and how to pull up the folder without having to do any, without having any know-how at all. So in order to get to the mod folder, why don't you go ahead and click on New Game when you're in this menu. Difficulty doesn't matter because we're just bringing up the mod folder. So this is just bringing up that mod folder. This is where I'm going to. So go into Custom Character, and we're going to get to Custom Portraits. Now then, I have one mod installed that does a lot of generic portraits. The mod author for these portraits, they're 180 something portraits, said that these are mostly AI generated. All of these generic portraits look great for the Warhammer 40k universe, in my opinion. So go definitely check out some of the portraits available on the Nexus as well if you want some really nice portraits. And then this one is a separate portrait, but also looks amazing. That's a separate mod than the rest of these generic portraits. So there's that. But to open up the mod folder, click on this button to bring up the portraits folder, and then this button right here, open portraits folder. This will take you to exactly where you want to go to start installing mods. It'll take you to the portraits folder. So here is where you will drop in the loose files for portraits. So there should be 100 and somebody. Let's see how many portraits I got. 188 items, so 188 portraits. And these are all folders, and then inside each folder, they're set up to full length, medium, small in the right dimensions. I didn't do that, that's just how the mod comes. So when you download and unzip the file, you should see a whole bunch of folders, and then one folder in will be the actual pictures. So just bring all those folders into this portraits folder here. And this is in the app data. And if you don't know how to get to app data, this is a hidden file. So that's why you're probably going to have problems searching for this folder or whatever. So if you're trying to install mods, that's going to be a pain. But if you go one file up from portraits, Unity Mod Manager is where you install the mods. And the mod structure is very easy to follow as well. Here's all the mod files for a mod. And here's the main file that it names the mod. To install the mod, simply unzip a mod like this. Make sure that one folder in is all of the mod stuff. And then one folder up is the actual mod name. And then just drag and drop that file into this folder. This folder should automatically be made as soon as you install the game. And yeah, that's all there is to it. It's really easy. Modding this game is really, really, really easy. And because it's the Unity Mod Manager, we already have a hotkey to bring up the Unity Mod Manager. That's Control F10. And once you have mods installed, fire up the game, hit Control F10 while in game, and that brings up the Mod Manager. And then you can look at all your mods, see if they're enabled or not. Really, really easy. And I would show you. Let's see if I can show you the Mod Nexus. I would show you the Mod Nexus. Let's see if I can bring up the Mod Nexus. Ah, perfect. The exact mod I wanted to bring up. So this is available on the Nexus. It was uploaded on December 24th. Cool. So it's really recent. For this part, all I had to do to make this work is download the file. And if I preview the file contents, all I had to do is download, unzip that folder, and place it in to the folder destination I showed you earlier. And it worked. And that was it. I didn't have to. This is a link right here if you need to unlock more voices for Windows 10 and 11. And that's pretty easy to do as well, actually. I didn't even have to follow the complicated instructions here and do any of those complicated steps to get more voices. All I had to do is go to Settings, Ease of Access here, to the narrator. Let's see here, Add Voices, I believe is all the way at the bottom. Let's see here, where's Add Voice? Add More Voices, right there. Click on Add More Voices. Scroll. I'm on Windows 10. This button here, Add Voices. Select your language. We got any more English? Ooh, well, I want that one, and I want this one, and hopefully some more variety there. I want this. I want all the English ones because I speak the English. I don't speak the English good, but I speak the English, so I want all the English ones. This is an automatic process. They just download. Now then, I will have to restart the game in order for the voices to show up. I think that's how I. Maybe I won't. I'm going to test it. We're going to find out this video. I'm not sure how to do this on Windows 11, but I'm pretty sure the steps aren't too hard to follow or too hard to do the exact same thing. Okay, so I have all the voices enabled. Notice narrator was not turned on. Hang on a second, I probably have to go back there. This option is turned off. It's not normally reading text-to-speech to me. Text-to-speech is not enabled on my computer. It's just for the game only. Now then, if I bring up the mod menu here, it did not populate with more options here. Let's see if I can reload the phonetic dictionary. No, that didn't do anything. Okay, so I'm gonna have to restart the game. Not a problem. Oops. Ooh, my audio got garbled. Sorry, that's a voice meter thing. There we go. All right, let's see what new options we have now. We don't. What? What do you mean we don't have new voice options? Hang on a second. We should have new voice options. Unless it didn't add any more desktop voice options. Because there's 3 desktop versions. Oh, so unfortunately those are the only 3 desktop options. I'm sure with a bunch of fiddling, maybe I'll have to do some more research into this and look how I can enable any of these voices, not just the desktop versions. Because that is kind of limiting. I would actually like to have, well, I mean, one of these voices that hopefully sound more natural per NPC, or give 2 NPCs one voice, and then like maybe don't use the same NPCs in the same area, like one at the start of the game, one at the end of the game, kind of thing. Anyway, I'll have to look into that to see how to get more voices to be enabled by this mod because, well, this game has a lot of reading. Anyway, once I figure that out, maybe I'll put that in the pinned comment down below. Anyway, that'll be the video. Thank you for watching. I just wanted to highlight or to just give a shout out to an amazing mod that makes this game way more playable if you don't want to sit there on stream reading every text box there is. There is now an option for text-to-speech. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.